If you took two people from leaving school at the age of 16 to their mid-20s, they're in a corporate job. One of them has been reading self-help books, watching self-help videos, following self-help Instagrammers and TikTokers, and learning all about it, saving all these reels, saving all these carousels, watching all these videos, listening to all these podcasts and audiobooks, bookmarking everything. So you've got Mr. Self-Help. Then you have the guy that's just having fun, doesn't take life too seriously, parties quite a bit, doesn't care about self-help. Who cares about self-help? You don't need to improve. You take these two people, who would be better off? Now, a few months ago, I would have said the self-help guy or the self-help girl. But I don't quite think that's true. And I'm starting to think self-help is the final boss of procrastination. And there, that sounds crazy. But look at you watching another self-help video. How long have you been doing this? How long have you been studying and reading and learning? Because my job from the age of, well, it was a hobby at 16, but it became a job when I got older. My job was making videos, editing videos, filmmaking videos that help people. And if people don't know, I am one of the Mulligan brothers. Me and my brothers, Jordan and Luke, we started this company to inspire change that helps people. And since, we started the company, I've been watching self-help videos, learning about all this stuff, helping people. And even before that, when I was working on the building sites, I was watching self-help videos. So my life has been entrenched in self-help, Our channel was one of the original motivational channels. When motivation just started, it was like us, Absolute Motivation, Matthias, Motivation Grid, Chispa Motivation, self-help was a small niche back then. Motivational videos were a small niche. Now they're huge, but I was doing it back when it wasn't really a thing. And I've learned all this self-help so much. And I got friends that just partied all the time. Didn't really care about self-help. And getting into my mid-20s, at some point, I thought, we're in the same position. Financially, mentally, spiritually, relationship-wise, everything. We're pretty similar guys. Like, there's not much difference between us. But I've put so much effort into self-help. How can that be? And this is the kicker. Self-help can be a form of procrastination for those of us that like to be productive, for those of us that like to progress. Because many of us have it built in us that we have to be growing and improving and succeeding, otherwise life's not really that good or important or worthwhile. So, for all these years, I'd been learning everything. Literally everything. I've watched every single motivational video, every single motivational talker, Les Brown, Inky Johnson, Anthony Robbins, Tony Robbins, Jim Rohn, Brian Tracy, Joe Dispenza, Tom Bilyeu, Mel Robbins, Lisa Bilyeu. I mean, the list goes on. That just off the top of my head. I've watched every single one, hours on repeat for years. over a decade, way over a decade. When I was on building sites, I was listening to them. When I was on the bus, I was listening to them. When I was working out, I was listening to them all. Greg Plitt, Greg Plitt, man. What a guy. I was listening to them all. And all this time, I was just storing this information. It was just information. And yeah, we did build a very successful company, and I've done many things that I'm very proud of, like writing a book, having a great family, learning to cook, learning to do many things. While I did do all this, and we did it from a small pink attic. You know, in the summers it was so hot and the computers would shut down randomly, we'd be sweating. It was also a bedroom. We had our mattresses in this attic with fiberglass insulation all around it. So it's pink. It was nice. It was working like 16-hour days. It was 16-hour days, 7 days a week. It was 100+ hour work weeks. Anyway, it was crazy. And I was so proud of all this at the time. I'm still proud of what I've done and where I've came from. Proud of who I am. I like who I am. I love who I am. That's taken work. But whilst doing all this, I never actually did the hard work. You would have thought after a decade of doing all this, how to be successful, how to be disciplined, how to be courageous, all this, David Goggins, all that. I read it all, no, you would have thought after all this, I would be this courageous, brave, confident guy. No, I was actually very anxious and shy and cowardly, like. Not brave at all. Not very honest to myself. Because the truth is, all these things are great in theory. Without application, they mean nothing. And I already understood this truth, but there's a harder truth. I already understood this truth, and I thought, I'll apply myself to the gym. I'll apply myself to getting up at 5 a.m, even though I went to bed at 3 a.m. I'll apply myself to all this. The ridiculous focus. You know, me and my brothers, we used to set a Google timer. It was just a timer. You just type in timer on Google and would say it has to reach 10 hours a day. 10 hours on Final Cut Pro. So if we went off to do any research, we went off to go for a toilet break, went off to eat food, went off for anything, even if it was work related, we had to pause that timer and we'd get it to 10 hours. And then after doing that, we would run a marathon at 2 a.m. So it's not that I wasn't applying myself to these things that I was learning, but this is the greatest kicker, and it's the hardest thing to understand. If hard work, no, that's changed that. I've changed my mind since that. If you're choosing something over something else, then that's the easiest path for you to go down, even if it is grueling and challenging and so difficult. And for me, to do those ridiculous hours, to do those marathons at night, to do all that focus, that was an easier path, or a smoother path for me to go down than it was to actually face my shy nature, my anxious nature, my cowardly nature. That was the easier path to go down. Even though it was so difficult, it was the easier path to go down. So I never grew in my weak areas. I just focused on my strengths. It's not hard to stay disciplined. It's not hard to be focused. It's not hard to work hard. For me, because that's how I grew up. That was how our family was. We were so competitive. We still are so competitive. But I neglected every other area of myself. I didn't need to be courageous. I didn't need to be confident. I didn't need to be expressive. I didn't need any of these things growing up to thrive. But I need them now in order to get to where I want to get. And I needed them to write a book. I needed them to make these videos. I needed them to create a family, create a life. I needed all these things. So I had to think about my weaknesses and really work on them. I had to write it down, and I was still doing this. It's very difficult. I had to write down So I want you to do, write down all your weaknesses. Are you shy? Are you cowardly? Are you angry? Are you weak? Are you afraid of something? Are you not outspoken? Are you dishonest? Are you unmotivated? Are you undisciplined? Are you a lousy partner? Are you selfish? Are you a person with bad timekeeping? Write it all down. This is your weaknesses. These are the bad parts of you that you just try to push under the cover and work on your strengths. Put all these things down. And then write down how you can improve on this. Little goals, any little goal. Write down just a booklet or a big note on your phone of all the little things you can do to improve on this. And then you don't need harshness, you don't need discipline, you don't need all this stuff. You don't need grit to get through this part. Because this is the part that requires compassion. Yeah, grit and determination gets you working through those late nights. It gets you working hard. It got me the success of a company. But it never got me the other stuff, because that stuff needs compassion. So what you need to do is imagine that someone comes to you, someone you love most, that you're trying to help the most, and they say to you, they say, I really want to be more honest. How would you treat that? They say, I really want to be more expressive. I want to express my true nature, which is something I've been working on so much. What would you say to them? You say, well, why aren't you expressing yourself more? Oh, well, I'm scared. I don't want people to judge me. I don't think I'm quite well spoken yet. You say, well, you can learn to speak a bit better. You can practice once a day. People might judge you. Some people might judge you, but is their opinion really worth it? Because you're working on your dream. You work out these conversations that you have with someone you love. You think how this conversation will go, and then you treat yourself like someone you love. Sorry if my voice is shaking, it's like freezing out here. But I just want to get through this without cuts or anything. So you treat yourself like someone you love, because your voice that you hear in your head is no different to another voice. It's literally a voice hitting your conscious mind. And that's the same as if someone else was to talk to you. And if you treat it with harshness, you treat it with coldness and being callous. If someone else did that to you, you would feel unheard, you would feel unnoticed, you would feel like there's no compassion, and you won't really want to do the thing. But if a parent, a teacher, a mentor, a friend, a lover, if they treat you with compassion, they keep working through your problem, they spend an hour going, okay, I understand this, okay. And this is where I'm talking with expressing yourself. Why don't you film a private video on your phone? You don't have to share it to anyone, just film it. Just to get these ideas out there. And you're like, okay, I can do that. Because these things that you're not wanting to do, these weaknesses that you've been putting off, it requires so much compassion and care and love for you to be able to work on these things until they become like me filming these videos. I didn't like filming these videos, but I really wanted to. At some point, these are hard. Now I love filming them. There's no resistance filming them. I mean, it's like 2 a.m. I'm outside in bloody UK winter. And there's no resistance. I really wanted to get this video out there. I really wanted to film it. So just treat yourself with compassion. Go through that dialogue. And I know you might think it's silly, but your voice that you hear is no different to hearing someone else's voice. And when you think of it like that, think about someone you love when they hear your voice, how you're trying to direct them and guide them. And yeah, you know they're going to get out of it because they don't want to do it, but part of them really wants to do it, but they're nervous about it, they're anxious about it. And you got to treat yourself like this person. Have this dialogue with yourself until you can finally go, okay, I'll film one video today. I'll do that. And a lot of these alphas, they're like, oh no, you just need to work hard. I've done all of that. And it never got me to do the real things I wanted to do. It just got me to do the hard, grueling stuff that I found easy in some weird way. And these alphas might say, oh, just do it, just do it, just do it. But they're not just working on the real stuff. They're not working on their weaknesses. They might be working 10-hour, 70-hour work weeks in the office, but their personal life isn't so good because they're neglecting that. And I don't want to shame people. That actually, I take that back. That wasn't very nice. It's just, I'm trying to rush this now because I'm getting very cold and I can hear my voice. It's not so well spoken. I don't want to ruin the experience for you. So that's it. On a positive note, I believe in you. I know you're thinking you don't even know me. I know you're a human, and all humans are basically exactly the same. And we deserve the same. We deserve good things. I don't care about what mistakes you've made or whatever past you've got. The best thing you can do is try to be the best person you can be right now. And this is the way. Stop saving reels. Stop saving the video. Stop reading books if you're not going to work on it. It's just a form of procrastination that just seems nice. But it's procrastination. But I do believe in you. I want you to succeed. Okay, what I want you to do, just for me, is if you're watching these, it's really helpful because I did some community post asking about what help you guys need and girls, and it helps me see the sort of people that are watching, and it helps me create care and empathy because it's hard. It's really hard. I'm speaking to a bright light right now, and that's all I can say. I need to end this soon because my voice is quivering. But just leave a comment just saying you're watching, who you are. Maybe leave some information about yourself because it helps me realise who's listening, the community, and it helps me be more emotionally invested because right now I'm literally, if you could see what I was looking at, it's a plant pot with 8 books on top, and then my daughter's sippy cup with my phone jammed in, which is hard to connect with that. So when I can see these people like yourself in my mind, it makes me more emotionally invested. Jesus. But thank you for watching. I hope it's helpful. I feel like it's one of the most helpful things, but maybe I'm not articulating it correctly. So I'll try again and again and again until I can get the message out there. But thank you. And something I haven't done for a while, I haven't plugged my book. I don't want to plug it, but yeah, my book, The Everyday Stoic, Simple Rules for a Good Life, which isn't on this stack. This is, on this stack is The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho, but in Hungarian. And then I've got Dr. Gabor Mate, Normális vagy, which is Am I Normal? No, The Myth of Normal, but in Hungarian. And I've got some, I don't know why I've got it. Oh, Ikigai, and then I've got the meditations. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. I've just, my book, The Everyday Stoic, Simple Rules for a Good Life, it is a very good entry in Stoicism. If you never really understood Stoicism, what it is, maybe you thought it's about being alpha and cold-hearted and non-emotions. It's nothing like that. That's completely wrong. Stoicism's such a beautiful foundation to build your life off of. And yeah, you can go in other directions once you understand it, but it's very powerful. Stoicism helped me. I was a shy, anxious, anxious 24/7. I felt sick 24/7. I was getting migraines 24/7. I wasn't in a very good place growing up. Not growing up, I had a really good childhood, but like between 16 and getting into my 20s, early 20s, I just wasn't good. And Stoicism helped me so much to just get out of that. It was so needed. And basically this book just explains it very simply, how to implement it into your life. And I explained my story a lot. Thank you for listening. Oh. Guys, girls. A beautiful day. Leave a like, leave a comment, whatever, just to help get this message out there. My videos haven't been getting as much views. And while I don't try not to care about the result, unfortunately, in order to do this, what I do full time, I need the views because it helps with monetization and all that. So if you can just help in any way, just get a few more views, it helps me make these videos, write my book, and do what I do. That was a bit embarrassing actually, asking for views and stuff. I'm going to blur out. I try not to swear. It's like a little rule I have, because I think swear words are powerful. This is just my personal thought about it. So, sorry, I don't know why I'm going off on a tangent about swear words. Swear words are powerful. But when you use them all the time, they lose their power. They lose their impact. They can convey strong emotions. They can convey strong like. They can convey strong hate. They can convey comedy. When you use them all the time, they lose their meaning. And so I'm trying to save all my swear words for when the time is right. And I don't really like to swear. Why is that? Probably since having my daughter, I just don't like to swear. I think it's just, I don't know actually, because I swear a lot. I think it's the company you're in. But I just like to think, if anyone watching, you see, I wouldn't swear at my mom. I wouldn't swear at my daughter. I wouldn't swear at my partner. I wouldn't swear at strangers. I wouldn't swear at a bus driver. I wouldn't swear at a shopkeeper. I would only swear amongst friends, probably. Yeah, I would only swear amongst friends. And the people watching right now, you could be a bus driver. You could be someone's mum. You could be someone's grandparent. I know, like 30% of my audience is over the age of 50. So over 50s, I know you're listening. And I don't want to be swearing at random people, unless I really mean something. You know, sometimes when it's talking about your life, you have to swear. Like, I will be making videos soon where I might swear, because I've been thinking of a topic, and I think sometimes you just have to really see how important these topics are. Your life means a lot, you mean a lot. And you've got a gift, you know. You are you, and that's a powerful gift. Like I say, I believe in you. You just need to stop the bullshit. Focus on what's important. What's really important. All this other stuff, the work you have to do, the social media you have to do, the keeping up with it, like the social norms, all that. It's just a load of crap. When you haven't seen your daughter in a few days, you haven't sent a message to that friend you haven't seen for a while, you haven't smiled at someone, you haven't appreciated the present moment, you haven't Smile to yourself if you haven't watched a nice film you enjoy when you're doing all the bullshit. Just stop it. And just realise, very special, I believe in you. See, I swore. That's when swearing worked. Anyway, hey, because if I always swear, then I swear for something like that, you'll be like, oh, he always swears, don't really mean nothing. But if I never swear and I swear for something like that, you're like, he means this. Anyway, thank you for listening. Sorry I went off on a mad ramble. Today's lesson was powered by Huel. If you, like me and many other people around the world, just living busy lives, struggle to get in your daily nutrition, then Huel Black Edition is a game changer. Most products that support daily nutrition are just packed full of low quality ingredients, but not Huel Black Edition. Each serving delivers 40 grams of plant-based protein, along with 26 essential vitamins and minerals, all carefully selected by Huel's expert nutritionists. I implement Huel into my daily life, especially the daily greens each morning, because I like them as part of my routine. I like the taste, I like the health benefits that I feel, and it's quick, easy, and it stops me reaching for those unhealthy snacks and spending unnecessary money and time on unhealthy snacks and fulfilling these cravings. So if you're ready to invest in your health, go to the link in the description for exclusive offers. Thank you for listening to today's video. I hope this lesson was helpful.